The Obliviscaris. Probably just bastardized that. Portals of Eye. This is a band that's been receiving a lot of attention in the past couple of months. Actually, it's been, for some fans, it's been a couple of years. This has been a long-awaited album for a lot of people that have known of this band and know of what they're capable of. What are they capable of? Well, that's what I'm here to discuss with you, coverkillernation. It's another great and terrific day for metal, and it's time for me to handle a request from you guys. Something that would have flown underneath my radar had you guys not pointed it out to me, and encouraged me so fervently to check this out. Now, this is a band that's able to combine many, many different elements into one savage and very, at times, beautiful puzzle. And that's something about this band that makes them truly unique. Now, is it the fact that they're able to blend brutality and beauty to make beautality? No, not really. It's not something that's all that, creative. Not something that has been done by, just one band. It's been done by many. It's been done by a lot of metal artists. However, what makes this band unique? What makes them so special? Is it because that they use epic song structures? Is it because that they encourage the use of a violin? Is it because their vocals range anywhere from black metal to the most epic soaring heights of a power progressive band? It could be. It could be. This is a very, very strange enigma of a band. However, that is the reason why there is actually an acclaim to these guys. There's actually a bit of relevance to these guys. It's because they're able to combine so many different styles, and they're able to meld it together. And they're able to make these epic songs that are able to put together all of these different elements that I have just mentioned, and they're able to make it all seem cohesive. They're able to blend it all together and make it feel and seem like it fits. They're able to take a song that is 12 minutes long and not start saying a single word until minute number 6. And you're engaged for those first 6 minutes. It's not 6 minutes of instrumentalization that's just kind of making you wait and wonder about vocals. It's instead 6 minutes of which you're just kind of taken into another realm, taken into another universe, taken into the land in which they have set for you through the instrumentalization. And then whenever the vocals come, whenever the storytelling begins, it becomes almost like you're going from the epic score that sets up an important part of a movie to the dialogue in which drives it. It's a very, very unique atmosphere. Now, I see and I hear a lot of different things whenever I listen to this band, and I know that that's very vague, but I see the black metal stylings that I had opted to mention earlier. I also see some Opethian riffs every so often. Now, this is something that has brought on some debates from some other fans, which is A-okay. We all hear things a little bit differently. However, this is something where I notice it in very, very small passages. I mean, sometimes it's just even in a chord progression or something like that. Maybe it goes back to the fact that whenever I hear a lot of bands in this genre, regardless to the twinges that they make to their sound, to make them different, unique, and one of a kind, the minute that I hear those chord progressions that sound oh so familiar, it's kind of almost like the first thing I drive to. I hear some Enslaved in there as well, which is really, really good. Really, really awesome. And I just really like the overall sound. I really like this epic fashion to it. I like the fact that it's kind of a very personable, but at the same time brutal slab of progressive death/black metal that just really seems to open up doors for so many bands like this to really experiment even further. This is a band that's going to be garnering a lot of acclaim because they are using multiple instruments that are perhaps not always a vital piece of the puzzle, and they're doing so in a way in which it's kind of creative. Some people may say that the violin seems out of place, but I like the introduction to it. I like the inclusion, mainly because it adds a long-forgotten layer of atmosphere, adding density to it to really create a full picture, almost like a full orchestral score to a film, even though it's only the addition of an additional instrument. So it's something where it just adds a little bit something more to it, while at the same time not removing anything from everything else that's going on. The riffing is fantastic. The drumming is spot on and on par. Nothing really feels out of place here. There's a lot of care and precision that has really been taken on an album like this. Now, there are a couple things that I think could have been a little bit better. There are some parts of this album that feel like there's a little bit of a similar crumb going on. There's a little bit of similarity. I think that there could be a little bit more creativity that perhaps was untapped on this record. Something where this masterpiece kind of flows very well. It flows in a very cinematic form, but perhaps the depth could have had a little bit more of a depth to it. There could have been a lot more in the way of exploring. There could have been a lot more in the way of shoveling downward even further to see what else could be unearthed. That's one thing that I saw. Another thing that I saw also is the fact that while the blend is all very, very nice, and while everything is packaged together very neatly, the idea sort of loses its luster at some points, but then regains itself. You know, it's something where there are certain tracks that just don't feel nearly as potent as others, and that's something that's very typical on albums. However, whenever you have a couple that really give you a big punch, and then the other ones just kind of feel like they're there, it's something that can become a little bit distracting, or something that can almost make you want to move onward to see what the rest of the album may have to offer. Now, this is a quick album as far as track listing is concerned, only 7 tracks, but this is certainly not a quick album to listen to, period. Over 70 minutes long in length, and just full of massive, massive songs. So that could easily be a turn-off for some people that are that don't have the conventional attention span for an album of this nature. However, for those who have that attention span, for those of you out there who love this kind of thing, then you're going to eat this album up. You're going to really enjoy this. I think that you're going to find many parts about this album that you're going to find to be perfect for your palate. I think there's going to be enough creativity for you. I think that there's going to be enough uniqueness to this band that really gives it a lot of relevance to you. It's going to make the year 2012 seem amazing, because this is a really powerful album. It really speaks volumes. And it's not something where they have to speak it very, very quickly in order to keep you engaged. They're able to lengthen it out, and they're able to keep you roped in, regardless to the negatives that I may have spouted. And that's another thing that can be easily cured with repeated listens. So, overall, I have to say that this is a pretty impressive disc. The best of 2012, as some people may have suggested, I wouldn't go that far. We've already seen some real stalwarts so far this year, but I would go so far as to say that this is a high 8.75 out of 10. I think that there is a lot of good to come from this band, and hopefully they're able to do so without making the fans wait a tremendous period of time, while at the same time, and I can't stress this enough, maintaining a special care and a special integrity to their sound, where they can still create very, very good music, and not really seem as though they were just rushing or hurrying something together just to get it out to the people. I want to know what you guys think of this band. I want to know what you guys think. Tell me in the comments, and I will talk to you guys next time.